Before time, before space, before particles, there was no universe to exist in. The Big Bang was not an explosion in empty space. Space itself began expanding everywhere at once. There was no center and no edge. In the first moment, the entire observable universe was smaller than an atom, hotter than any star, and denser than anything we can imagine. Physics as we know it breaks here. The laws of nature had not yet separated into forces. Reality existed as a single unified state. At 10:03 seconds, the Planck era ended. Gravity split from the other fundamental forces. The universe expanded violently in a process called cosmic inflation. Space grew faster than light, stretching quantum fluctuations to cosmic scales. Tiny energy differences became the seeds of future galaxies. What we see today in the distribution of matter began as microscopic randomness. The structure of the entire universe was decided in less than a trillionth of a second. I 10:03 seconds. Inflation accelerated dramatically. The universe doubled in size again and again in fractions of a moment. Regions once connected were pushed beyond each other's horizons. This explains why distant parts of the universe look almost identical today. They were once touching. Inflation smoothed space, flattening its geometry. Without this moment, galaxies could never form. The universe would remain chaotic radiation forever. When inflation ended, energy converted into particles in a process called reheating. The universe filled with an ocean of quarks, electrons, neutrinos, and photons. Temperatures reached trillions of degrees. Matter and antimatter formed constantly and annihilated instantly. Every collision recreated existence from pure energy. But something slightly favored matter. For every billion antimatter particles, one extra matter particle survived. Everything we know exists because of that imbalance. At 1 microsecond old, quarks combine into protons and neutrons. The universe cooled just enough for strong nuclear forces to bind them. The first building blocks of atoms appeared, but atoms themselves could not exist yet. Light still scattered endlessly in dense plasma. The universe glowed like a star without a surface. There were no objects, only a bright expanding fog of energy and particles interacting constantly. At 1 second, neutrinos stopped interacting with matter and began traveling freely through space. They still exist today, passing through your body every moment. The universe was now the size of a solar system, but still hotter than the core of stars. Protons and neutrons collided rapidly, forming the first atomic nuclei, mostly hydrogen and helium. Heavier elements could not yet form. Stars had not been born. After 3 minutes, nuclear fusion stopped everywhere. The universe cooled too much to continue reactions. Its chemical composition was set, about 75% hydrogen and 25% helium. This ratio still matches observations today and serves as proof the Big Bang happened. Every star, every planet, every person formed later from these simple beginnings. For the next 380,000 years, the universe remained in opaque plasma. Photons constantly bounced off electrons. Light could not travel freely. The cosmos had no transparency, no visible distance. If eyes existed then, they would see nothing but blinding uniform brightness in every direction. Eventually, temperature dropped below 3000 degrees Celsius. Electrons joined nuclei to form neutral atoms. Suddenly, light no longer scattered. Photons escaped across the universe. That ancient light still exists today as the cosmic microwave background, the oldest image of reality we can ever observe. Tiny density differences left from quantum fluctuations became slightly stronger in some regions. Gravity slowly amplified them. Matter gathered into clouds over millions of years. These clouds would eventually ignite as the first stars, ending the cosmic dark ages. Those first stars were enormous and short-lived. They forged the first heavy elements in their cores. When they exploded, they enriched space with carbon, oxygen, and iron. Without them, planets and life could never exist. Galaxies formed as gravity pulled matter into rotating structures. Dark matter shaped their growth invisibly. The universe transformed from uniform radiation into a structured cosmic web stretching across billions of light years. All of this began in less than a second. Everything after, stars, planets, oceans, and mines, is a consequence of initial conditions set at the beginning of time. We cannot observe the Big Bang directly, but its fingerprints remain everywhere. Background radiation, expansion, and element ratios. The universe remembers its birth even if we cannot witness it. By understanding the first seconds, we understand why anything exists at all. A slightly different beginning would create a lifeless cosmos of radiation or collapse back instantly. The universe today is quiet and cold compared to its origin, yet every atom inside you carries energy born in that first second. You are not separate from the Big Bang, you are its continuation.